We are encouraging voters to go to harrisvotes.com. There are 600 Election Day vote centers you can choose from where you can vote absolutely anywhere here in Harris County if you're a registered voter in Harris County. Polls opened at 7 a.m. Many voters have been processed to vote. The polls will close at 7 p.m. So all voters permitted in line by 7 p.m. will have an opportunity to cast their ballot. Wondering what's on the ballot? There are 17 state constitutional amendments for the entire state of Texas. You're a registered voter in Texas to choose from, for or against, so do your homework before going in. There's a special election for Congressional District 18, a special election for the city of Houston at large, position 4, and many other school board and trustee elections throughout the county. So that's why it's really vital you go to Harris Votes and view your specific sample ballot. You can take written materials into the polling location with you, but not your cellular device. You have to put those away. You can't use that within the 100 feet of the voting center room. So be sure if you need help as you're trying to remember those propositions, you can print out or take notes on your notebook paper to assist you as you cast your ballot today. You can also find what location is closest to you. Simply put in your zip code and find the top 5 spots, whether it's near where you work, where you drop the kids off for school, or where you're shopping. That's my favorite part, right? So again, harrisvotes.com. If you have questions or concerns regarding today's election, you can call our hotline, 713-755-6965. That number is 713-755-6965. The 7 qualifying IDs voters will need to have when going to vote is the Texas driver's license, any Texas identification card, or the free election identification certificate, Texas handgun license, United States military ID, United States citizenship certificate with a photo, or a United States passport, book, or card, or any Texas election ID certificate that you have. Again, all this information is on harrisvotes.com. If you qualify to vote by mail and you have your mail ballot in hand because you don't believe it's going to make it to us in time via mail, you can simply take that mail ballot to the vote center with you, surrender it, and vote a regular ballot. If you're not able to get out of your vehicle, you can vote curbside. Curbside voting by law is required at every single vote center. And you can also drop your mail ballot off. If it's voted and done, you'll have to have your ID to 1019 Congress. So if you're a mail ballot voter and you're listening to my voice right now, you have it in hand, but you haven't put it in the mailbox, you can take it downtown to 1019 Congress. There'll be a stand outside that building so that you can see we're available to receive your ballot. Any questions?
It's still early, but any highs or any problems so far?
Well, I just said earlier, we voted well over 30,000. The first part of the morning is always kind of, everyone kind of getting into the groove. So no major issues, anything that needed to be addressed. We always have techs in the field to do that within a pretty quick time frame. So right now, the only issue is having more voters get out to the polls to actually cast their ballot. These are local elections. They meet you at your doorstep. And I know there's a lot of attention on larger election years, but we really want to get the message across that there are very important measures on this ballot. Any other questions?
I know that you said y'all have some techs out right now.
Sure.
Making sure things keep rolling.
That's right.
We got some reports again this morning within the last hour or so.
Mhm.
Briar Grove Elementary,
Okay.
where someone who had a cell phone that shouldn't have been in the voting booth took a picture of the screen that said error message
Okay.
on 2 different computers that they tried to load on. Any particular reason why that error message was?
Well, I have not received that in regards to Briar Grove, but we'll look into that immediately now that we're discussing it. That information definitely has to come to us first to be able to address it. So I cannot give any feedback to something I'm not quite aware of. Again, if issues come up, the election judges are given hotline numbers to call us immediately to either walk them through processes or to be able to address it immediately. So I can't necessarily give an exact response to Briar Grove. It's really important that voters and election workers contact us directly on the numbers that have been provided to them. Sometimes people want to share on social media and they don't always have that information correct. So make sure you go to your local county office for real-time feedback and information. But I will tell you, we've had no reported issues as I walked up here today in terms of voters being able to vote at vote centers. So it could have been something that we've already addressed. Thank you. Any other questions? Yes. Well, in terms of turnout, at the end of early voting, over 212,000 voters had voted here in Harris County. Now, when you think about the amount of registered voters, 2.5 registered, that was only 8% of the vote as of the last of early voting. Today, we'll have a better look as we arrive to the end of Election Day to see how many people will vote. We're kind of comparing to previous off-year elections. So right around another 200,000 is what we're expecting. I hope that we have more voters. But right now, according to the last day of early voting, it was right about 8%. You all heard earlier that we have 600 Election Day sites during early voting, 70 Election Day sites. The sheer size of Harris County is the combination of 25 states put together. And so vote centers can be anywhere from your church in your neighborhood to a community center to an HOA facility. It really depends on those entities and whether they're willing to be a polling location and if they comply with ADA compliance. So what you might see in the middle of the city like a Westgray could be very different if you come to Humble and it's your local library. So there's not a way that you can really compare, but I can say there's more than enough of locations for voters to choose from. You don't have to vote where you're registered. You can vote anywhere within Harris County. Now that is Harris County. If you live in Fort Bend, Brazoria, Montgomery, or other surrounding counties, you have to vote in the political subdivision in which you're registered. Off years, typically, for some reason, voters are not keyed in like they are in an even year election. And so we are here to make sure that they know you can go to Harris Votes, look at what's on the sample ballot, but make a plan to vote. Be an informed voter. Thank you for that question. Yes. In terms of Congressional District 18, Congressional District 18 has been vacant since March of this year. Former mayor and former Congressman Sylvester Turner passed away. The governor called a special election for this November to fill that vacancy. But in between that time, the special sessions in the state legislature took place, and there was redistricting for not only Congressional District 18, but multiple other congressional districts. And so what voters should know is the changes to those lines will not take place in terms of voting until 2026 midterm elections, right? If you have been in CD 18 and registered in CD 18 for some time, this November you are still in CD 18. Now, it could be a different story when we get to 2026, but you should know for this November and any potential runoffs that Congressional District 18 lines have not changed currently. Thank you so much for that question. Any other questions? All right. So give our election workers something to do today. They are waiting on you. Make sure you give an election worker a thank you. Don't just take your I voted sticker without saying thank you. These folks are spending a lot of time training and preparing for today. And so we just want to make sure that you know harrisvotes.com. You can call our election hotline at 713-755-6965, 713-755-6965, and give us just a second. Okay, no worries. Thank you all so much for your time. Oh, I didn't mention the call center behind me. All those voices you hear, we're helping voters and helping election workers. Okay, talked about mail ballots. I think we got everything in.